Yeah, we are live. What is going on, everybody out there? The boys of Batman, aka His Wonderful Spirit, whatever it is that we're gonna call her. I don't even know. She ain't been here long enough for us to know officially what we're gonna call her, but we are here, guys. Oh shit, I got it on loop. My bad. Let me turn that off. Okay. I always mess up somehow, right? But it's cool. We in here, man. We got a lot to discuss tonight. Some things have happened since our last episode. This is an emergency podcast. What the heck is going on, man? G, how you feeling? What's going on?
I'm good. I'm good. Actually, you know what? Real quick before we get, well, actually, we are going to do it, but we're going to do it a little different. So I found out today that June is Men's Mental Health Awareness. So I want to check on the Kings. Kings, how is your mental health today?
Wow. He said today. I'm gonna go first because I feel like if I let Duck go.
All right,
now,
since this June is Mental Health Awareness Men's Month, how is it since June has started?
my mental health status hasn't changed much, and I'll tell you why. I told you I've been stressed out since my company was purchased by another company and all that, and nothing has changed at all. I have been sitting here dying for some sort of mental reprieve, right? Just some nod that they have plans for me in the future. Still not there yet. They got me hiring people. I got interviews lined up. I just hired one person, and I'm sitting here. I'm doing the best that I can. Like, hey, I'm that guy. I'm letting them know, like, I'm him. But nobody is giving me a single signal. Like, hey, you in the long term. I'm still over here stressing. I'm taking blood pressure medication, man. They got my shit through the roof. I am hurting right now. But I tell you what, I have found a way to be optimistic and positive throughout the day. So, that's what we're doing here. So I'm all right now. But shout out to the men, mental health awareness for men, you said, right? That's the whole
men.
month. So shout out to the men. Women, we got something. Now what? All right, Duck, how's your mental well?
I'm okay overall. I got the same base level of stress that comes with not having a job for as long as I haven't. Other than that, though, I'm much better than you would think. I had a situation earlier today that I woke up to, and when all the facts came out, as I found out more, and we'll get into it later, I realized just how blessed and fortunate I am, and just things could be better. And it'll tie into this topic as well later on as we get more into it. So, but overall, I'm good. I'm in a much better place than you would think. So yeah,
that's what's up. For me, same level of stress, anxiety. Not anything bad, not anything. More so just a baseline, just straight across. You got some good days, got some bad days, but overall, just gotta think positive. The days that you do get overwhelmed, reach out to friends, family, loved ones, significant others. Shoot, whatever way you deal with stress. Play video games, watch sports, whatever. Make sure you take care of yourself, take care of your mental, because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of those that depend on you. So everything is good for me. Regular.
All right, I want to take this time to let everybody know right now, this is the Pod About It podcast. I know a lot of you guys were just watching me and Wayne on the Wayne Breezy channel, and we did a simul stream about halfway through that one here on Nothing But Niners. This will only be on Nothing But Niners for the first 10 minutes. So please, guys, please, if you enjoy this kind of stuff that is not football related, stuff that is not Niners related, head on over to youtube.com/@podabout PODABOUTIT. Please make sure you guys get on over there and check us out. My man KP says, Mike, I'm moving back to New Jersey. How is that smoke with the air quality? And that is a great place for us to start, man. I think all of us, maybe not Duck, all of us have been affected by this in some way, shape, or fashion.
I've been affected.
Really?
Definitely got down here. Absolutely.
Now I'm surprised. Now I'm absolutely surprised because I don't believe you. But let's just go ahead and get into it, man. It's weird, right? I came home from work yesterday and it was beautiful. Sun was out, birds were chirping, and then I sneezed and the sky was orange and I smelled wet wood burning. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm sitting here like, yo, what is this? Like, this can't be like what? And I get online, I'm looking for word of fire, and the first thing you see when you Google fire right now is Canada. Canada has been burning. It's burning.
Yo, did you hear how many acres?
Nah, but I
They
did hear.
said 10 million acres.
I believe it. It's got to be a substantial amount for how far it's going.
Yeah. But if you think about it too, if you ever look at Canada on the map, above like where the borderline of the US is, everything past that is all wilderness. All of it. All of it's wilderness.
Wait, what? Say that again?
All right, so you know the Canadian-US border, right?
Yeah.
Once you get past like the cities that are like Toronto and all those cities that are on like the border of the US, past that, it's nothing but wilderness. Like the most half of Canada lives close to the US border.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think that that's where the fire is, because that's all cold and tundra, and you know what I'm saying? Like, the temperature is easily 20 degrees different than the rest of it, right?
Honestly, I didn't look to see where
go much higher
it's burning
to the really cold areas. That's what I've always assumed.
What were you saying, G?
Oh, I didn't look on like geography wise, like where the fire is taking place, but I just know from looking at like Google Maps and stuff, like most of Canada's population is right along the US border. Everything past that is like, you know, freaking wilderness. I don't know where the fire is. It could be within the city limits of Canada, or it could be past where everybody lives. But 10 million acres, bro, that's a lot.
Wow. No, 10 million. Yeah. I'm sitting here on less than an acre of land for my property, just under, and it's small.
That's like a whole city.
Yeah, no, it's way more than a city.
Yeah,
it's way more than a whole city. Trenton, I promise you, is not 10 million acres. Now I got to Google it. Now I got to Google it. How many acres is Trenton, New Jersey's? Let's see. How many acres is Trenton, New Jersey? Wow. Oh my God. Okay, this is great because we've all been in Trenton before. Trenton is 5,251 acres.
Wow.
So 10 million acres. Now I want to know how many acres New Jersey is.
It's about to be like a whole state of what's the smallest state over here on the Northeast? What is it? Rhode Island?
Bro. Oh, times 1,000. Oh, I'm not doing that math. So I got to add what, 3 zeros to this? So wait, is that right? New Jersey's only 5 million acres? Is that real?
Honest, I can't, I guess in my mind think how big that is. Like,
so all of New Jersey is burning times 2.
Sounds about right.
That is absolutely wild. That is absolutely wild. Again, guys, make sure y'all head on over and subscribe, please, because this show will be ending here on the Nothing But Niners channel very, very soon. We are doing this just for promotion's sake, so please make sure you guys go and subscribe and get in here so you guys can be a part of the fun. We have a really, really good episode planned for you guys, so you aren't going to want to miss any of what we have in store for you guys. So, we're talking about mental health awareness and all that stuff for men. For men. And I used to think all these months for different reasons were stupid.
Yeah, me too.
But this one is a little bit different.
Mortgage or free month, rent month. Still waiting on that.
Yeah, good luck. But this one hits a little different. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think men take mental health as serious as they should. Maybe this will help. What do you guys think? Like, you think that there's a possibility that just one other person takes it serious? What do you think? This is kind of similar to a conversation we had one podcast ago when I texted my uncle.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to ask you. Like, what was the follow-up with that?
Remember how he was like, I doubt we'll talk about it?
Yeah.
I never called him. I failed. I absolutely failed. That's on me. I never called him.
Which uncle was this?
I'm not saying. I purposely didn't say, but It's the one that you know.
I know. No.
No.
Okay.
Uncle No. There you go. I like that. I like that.
Do I know Uncle No?
Yeah, you do.
I have a feeling.
Uncle Batman.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it is what it is. We are where we are right now, but I feel like I kind of dropped the ball. However, I have made it a point not to reach out because I haven't had 30 plus minutes to have a conversation with him. It's not going to be one of those, hey, what's up? This is what I was talking about. All right, talk to you later. This is going to be an in-depth conversation that I want to try to present to him. And I will say that if this is not me patting myself on my back or anything like that, but if there's somebody that can get through to him or kind of change his perception, I do think it's me.
Yeah.
And I want to do that conversation justice, if that makes any sense. So
yeah,
that's why I haven't called. I've been so busy. Everything has been so hectic. It's pretty bad. But back to my man KP's question, man. The air quality is one thing. I don't know what the official scales are or anything like that. It smelled like my neighbor had a fire in his backyard burning some wet wood.
Yes.
When I came outside. Now, the reason I mentioned Canada in that is because the smoke smell that we got in our part of Jersey and PA was not from Canada. As it turns out, there's a part in Jackson, New Jersey,
which is around the corner from me.
Right. And that's where the burning smell comes from. The color in the sky may be attributed to what's going on in Canada, but the odor that we caught way down here, that's from what was going on in Jackson. That was the smell.
My dad had mentioned Jackson to me originally, and then he called me back a few hours, and this was 2 days ago. My dad hit me up, hey, are y'all affected by it? So y'all know I usually dash every day. Tuesday, I literally just decided on a lazy day, didn't do anything. So I started binging the show the night before, and I was like, I just want to watch it all. So I watched the whole show, all 2 seasons of it, and didn't leave at all. And my dad was like, is there you seeing smoke? I was like, no. I was like, it just rained heavy for like 15 minutes. I was like, nothing going on. I went out Wednesday morning. I was like, what in the world? It was like, it was still a fog, but this was all 10:30 in the morning. And I was like, that's way too late for fall. And sure enough, you smell it. It's getting through my car. I couldn't decide if AC or windows down was better because I was getting it either way. And then even still today, most of it dissipated here near me. But when I drove to pick her up on the way back, there was an area I was driving to. I was on the phone with my dad. And I'm telling him, hey, it looks bad out here still, much worse than where I am. The way back, y'all know she likes to play with the sunroof. When I first get her, she's in and out of there. So we had the windows down, sunroof, straight smelled like tar. Punched me in the face. When I noticed, I start rolling up the windows, closing the sunroof. She started coughing before I got the sunroof closed all the way. I was like, dang, it's still bad out this way. So I believe Jersey is still worse than my part of PA because that's towards Jersey.
Yeah, because Tuesday after me and Derek came back from the movies, when I walked in the house, I was like, yo, what is that burning? Then you was like, I think it's the coal. I was like, no, I smelled it outside. He's like, well, there's a fire up your way. So that's when my first inclination was for, the wildfire. And then later on yesterday is when I noticed it. And it's funny because one of my boys said it in the group chat. He's like, yo, have y'all seen what outside looked like? He said it looked like Godzilla is about to attack, because it's always like that haze. I was like, yo, it looked like an apocalypse outside. But the air quality definitely improved because yesterday it smelled like a straight bonfire outside.
So there was no odor today. The skies were a little orange at times, but there was definitely no odor. Sorry about showing y'all my ass. I'm getting my hookah coals and everything, getting all that set up. I apologize about that. But I didn't catch any odor today. So that was a positive. It was weird because the schools were talking about being delayed or being closed. The state of New Jersey, the employees had a 10 a.m. start instead of 8 or 9 like they normally do. They had a delayed opening. It was that way, but the skies were still a little orange at times today, but not the smell. So that was cool. The reason I'm surprised that Duck smelled something is because he's right outside the shadows of a power plant. I tease him all the time about the nuclear snow and rain coming down, and he's never complained about odor before.
Smokestacks didn't do anything to stop it. And no, we never smell those. You can be. I've been right up on the actual buildings that those smokestacks, like the DoorDash, and I've delivered there.
Yeah.
You never smell those.
You ever see the Simpsons intro with like they in the power plant and all, and the silos in there and all the smoke? That's literally what's going on.
You can see it from miles away.
It's the smokestacks and all the chemical burning. And I always tease him when he's got my goddaughter outside and stuff. Hey, get that radioactive snow off of her, like protect her. She's gonna end up glowing at nighttime and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
the snow is not radioactive; it is normal snow.
That's what they're supposed to tell you. So you buy houses out there,
right?
I might be done buying out here after today. So.
Hey, when you start glowing in the dark, man,
he gonna know why. He gonna start peeing, and the pee naturally gonna do this. It's gonna come out and it's gonna do this. Back up in the air. It's like, what is happening? You got special piss. It's your superpower coming out. That's what it is. That's what that. What was that? What was the Marvel show? And my man whistle when his arrows start.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's what his urine going to do because of that radioactive rain and snow out there.
If I get control of
Omega beams from Dark Side.
Huh?
I was gonna say that Omega beams from Dark Side.
Oh yeah, he do it out his eyes.
Yeah, do it out his eyes, and they go around the corner and stuff.
Oh, that's the dude that was whooping Superman's face.
Always.
Yeah. Okay, I knew
he always did the brakes off Superman.
I remember that. All right. So let's get to some topics, man. Let's have a conversation, guys. The conversation is continuing over on the Pod About It website. So please get there. I'm going to give you guys another 30 seconds to get there, and then we're going to jump into our topic. So leave this channel, go there, youtube.com/@podaboutit. Head on over there. You guys got another 15 seconds. We're going to turn it off here on Nothing But Niners, and we are going to get there for the Facebook crowd, for the Nothing But Niners crowd on YouTube. All right, buying time. You guys got 5 seconds. We appreciate y'all for checking us out. Thank you very much. And it's over. So make sure you guys are there. If you're not there, sorry for you. All right.
I'm going to go ahead and kick it off because we briefly touched on it in the opening of the show. Me and my therapist actually spoke about it, briefly. One of the issues, I wouldn't say issues, but one of the problems I have is being vulnerable. So, I decided to write this down as one of the topics, and we spoke about it earlier. Men, it's a mental health awareness for men. So I wanted to know, do guys have let me see how I want to phrase it. I had it earlier. Is there like a vulnerability issue because we don't want to talk about our mental health?
Is there a vulnerability issue because we don't want to talk about our mental health?
Or kind of like, go in depth about it?
All right, so let me answer. Well, Duck, do you want to go first? Yeah, you go first. Go ahead.
I think. No, I don't. Because literally, our uncle goes right. I'm sorry, G, to cut you off. Our uncle's response to Mike's text goes right in the face what I was about to say. I don't think, but it might not necessarily. I don't think the vulnerability is about not wanting to talk about it. I think men are open to talking about their mental health with the right people. And for a lot of us, I feel like if anything, not necessarily an older man, but I feel like it's probably somebody older that we used to look up to that you're willing to be vulnerable with. If you no longer have that person in your life, you're less likely to do it. Now you feel like you're looked at as the person that needs to be strong, and I can't show that vulnerability to anybody around me, but dang, I don't have that person now. Does that make like that's sort of my thought about it. I don't know that we don't want to talk about it. I think it's just there's only select individuals we're willing to talk about it with.
Yeah, and it does come down to vulnerability because you're not just going to be vulnerable with anyone. It's like you have to have that comfortability factor in order to, lay out whatever it is that you want to tell that person.
Right.
Mike, I saw you shaking your head earlier.
Yeah, it's because I disagree with everything Duck just said, especially the older you are. So I want to start by first sharing the definition of vulnerability. Okay. So vulnerability is the quality or state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. I'm going to read that one more time because this is very key in what we're discussing. The quality or state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. All right. That was important for me to share because I don't think anybody, forget men and women for a second, I don't think anybody wants to go out and meet somebody, have a conversation and say, hey, this is where I'm weak. This is where you can take advantage of me. This is how you can hurt me. Now, switch it over to just men, especially the older you are, you got to be the rock. The family depends on you. You know, the squad depends on you. We boys, you could have a squad full of a bunch of different alpha males, but even in the squad of alphas, there's one main alpha. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's going to make you do anything, but usually when one person suggests something, the rest of the group will be like, all right, let's do that, right? Doesn't mean that you're any less of an alpha in a group, but there's still like the alpha of the alphas when y'all in certain alliances and allegiances and groups and cliques, right? Men don't ever want to be susceptible to attack or weakness. It's how we're wired, or how we were wired, maybe. I'm still wired that way, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm still wired, especially growing up in the environment. I grew up in the hood. You know, you couldn't show, weakness or vulnerability. You always had to be, on point, on guard.
Right. And so, I'm going to continue to put some live comments in here. So you guys keep on sharing and participating in the chat here. We're going to keep this thing going, right? But I can make it less serious and still be spot on. Watch this, right? I have this thing with eating in front of people I don't know. If I go to a restaurant, it's a little different because everybody's eating, right? But if it's a house party, people are talking, people are dancing, and then there's some people over to the side eating, you won't catch me eating. You'll see me off to the side, maybe facing the wall, throwing something in my face. It's not because I eat nasty or I get food all over my face or anything like that. But I was brought up in a way where if you don't have enough to give to everybody, wait till later or wait till they leave.
Yeah.
Right? We weren't as fortunate where we could feed the whole neighborhood, all of our friends. So you can't have snacks in front of certain people. So because of that, I just, as an adult, don't like to eat in front of other people unless they're eating also. You know what I'm saying? And when I have conversations with other people where they say, hey, what are some of your pet peeves? I hate participating in that. A pet peeve is something that bothers you. So I'll be vulnerable with you guys right now. I think the most disrespectful thing you can do to me is hang up on me or spit in my face. Right? It don't have to be my face. Don't spit at me and don't hang up on me. When we're talking, even if we're disagreeing, say bye and then hang up. You hang up in the middle of a conversation, you completely disregarded who I am as a person. But if I don't tell you that bothers me and you do it, I don't hold it against you.
Is that what you've been holding on for all these years? No.
Hey, G, that is one. If you've ever done it, that is one that Mike will hold. Just.
No, I never did that. It's tough for I'm like, yo, I'm about to hang up on you, type of thing and like playing. But me and Mike never had a serious conversation where it came to, one of us wanting to hang up just out of frustration.
I don't do it. I'll tell you, hey, listen, this conversation's over. I'm getting off the phone. I'll talk to you later. All right, bye. I will not hang up on somebody, and don't hang up on me if you know that bothers me. G, like you said, we've never had this conversation. If you were to get mad at something I said and you hung up on me, I legitimately would not hold it against you. But if I tell you that it bothers me when people hang up on me and you do it, not only do you piss me off because it bothers me naturally, it pisses me off more because I know that you know that bothers me and you did it on purpose. This relationship is over. I will end a whole friendship, a whole relationship because you did something that I know bothers me. Because now you're trying to disrespect me. It's equivalent to when guys talk about, oh, as soon as we broke up, she wanted to walk around telling people my dick little. Like it's equivalent to that. They're trying to hurt you. They are purposely trying to bother you. So if I tell you where I'm vulnerable and you use it against me, I have to hold it against you now, even more than what I would normally hold it against you. And so that's why, mental health with guys in particular, in my opinion, it's because you have to be vulnerable. You have to open up and say where your weaknesses are, and then explain why you acted the way you acted based off those said weaknesses.
And
that's
since
what
Mike,
men are afraid of.
No, go ahead, Mike. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's it. That's what men are afraid of.
For me, since Mike, went ahead and told his vulnerability, my vulnerability is I don't like asking for help. It might like little stuff I don't mind. Hey, bro, my computer froze. I don't know what I'm doing. Like that kind of, I don't think much of it. It's like when you really have to like be vulnerable. I'll give you an instance. When I was with my daughter's mom, I wasn't making enough money. Like I wanted to. Like in my mind, I grew up watching my dad provide. I came home, flicked the light came on. Open the refrigerator, there's food in there. Like we was going through a situation where like, PSC&G came through, cut the lights off. Like this bill was getting cut off. Like we just wasn't making enough. So I swallowed my pride and I called my dad up. I was like, Dad, this just happened. Can I borrow some money, just to get, the stuff situated and I give it back to you. He's like, yeah, come through. I went over there thinking that, hey, I was just going to get the money. I went over there. I broke down crying in front of him. Like, I'm talking like he, like feel it in your chest cry. And he just grabbed me and gave me a hug. He ain't cursed me out. He's just like, son, I was like, Pop, it's just so hard. Like, you made it look easy. Like, it's hard. And he's like, son, it's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I got you. And like, I don't even think my ex like knew I was going to do that. Like, it like came from my soul. Like, bro, like, and I felt better after that. But I also was like, like I didn't want him to like see me in that moment.
Yeah, no, and that's naturally wired in a lot of men as well, asking for help, right? Because now, in order to ask for help, you have to admit, I don't know, or I'm not that guy, or I don't have it, or I'm not ready. Whatever it is, something that forces you to ask for help means that you didn't do something right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You're not going to move into a house and the mortgage or the rent is $2,200 a month, and you only make $20,000 a year, right? That means that you were dumb and didn't plan appropriately. You have to admit some sort of vulnerability. You have to admit that I was wrong. I was stupid, right? That's right. Nova nodding her head, yes, right? Like you have to admit.
Getting down over here, if y'all can hear what she's been saying, she laughing when y'all laugh and she doing it on with you.
Yeah, that's right. Like, but KP says respect for sharing, right? Like, and that's where we are right now. Like, and men have to get past that because we're in a time and age right now where a lot of people aren't making it, whether it's mentally, financially, physically. There's more obese and out of shape people now than ever in the history of this country, right? There's more people with some sort of mental diagnosis than ever in this country. There's more people financially suffering than ever in this country. It's just where we are. And so we have to realize that, hey, one, we're not alone. And two, as soon as you realize people in your circle are going through it, it's like, oh shit. We all broke. All right, let's head out to the bar. Let's be broke together. Like there's something about it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Let's cut out the cussing. She repeated after you immediately.
She cursed?
Ish. Yes, immediately after you did it.
Of all the words I said, that's what she focused on.
That's what she heard.
That's
playing
right now.
Right. I'm gonna go down here because I don't like cutting off everybody else's faces when I click on comments. So, and this is people raising their hands, say, hey, I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's just where we are as a people. That's just where we are as a society right now. We're all going through it. Something we all share the same story, but none of us want to discuss it because we don't want to be looked at as weaker or lesser. You know what I mean? When the truth of the matter is, we all had the same goals in mind. We want to keep the roof over our head, we want to keep food on our table, and we want to keep our lights on. Those are the
Amen.
three
And it's crazy
goals
because
we all have.
it brings us like those situations you see on like TV shows and movies. It's like everybody want to say something, but we're all looking around like who's gonna be the first one to say it. Like,
I think we all think right, but that was it. That was the same thing in Django, right? Everybody thought, thanks for the try, but this shit ain't it. I'm sorry.
She wasn't paying attention. But it is in general. It's one of those things where it's like, when we were all growing up at school and nobody raised their hand to ask a question, but then later on the teacher said, listen, if you got a question, raise your hand. Odds are you're not the only one that has that same question.
Amen. I'm like, I got 5 questions, but I ain't about to ask nothing.
And that's why teachers say things with little catchphrases. There's no such thing as a bad question, or the only bad question is one that goes unasked. That's why they throw those things out, because you're not the only one thinking it. Bro, I had a microeconomics teacher who was French. English was his third language.
God.
I went through about 2-3 weeks of school not knowing a single word this MFer said. And finally I was like, yo, does anybody else have a problem understanding what he's saying? I'm doing the homework assignments and he's telling me it was the wrong one. MFer, I didn't know what you were talking about. Everybody in the class was like, yeah, we got to go up to the board. We all took a trip up to the guidance counselor to say, hey, we don't know what this guy is talking about. We don't know what he's saying. He had more than 50%. It was dang it was 62 or 64% of his class had a failing grade. Because we didn't know what he was talking about. He kept talking about packs of gum. What does microeconomics and packs of gum? He was talking about doublemint. Like, what does that have to do with
you knew what he was saying? He actually might have been making.
I promise you, he was tying it in a way to me,
bro. He kept saying his last name was Kushab. Kushab smoked cigarette. That's the only thing I took away from my whole microeconomics class. I passed with a D, but that ain't passing to me. In our household,
this was high school or when you started?
No, this is college. This is when I was in college.
I'm about to say, because I haven't heard of microeconomics in high school.
No, this was a college course. And when I say I passed with a D, that's another thing too. In our house, a C and higher was passing. A D meant you might as well have been failing. You can't bring home D's in the way we grew up, Duck. I know your mom thinks the same way that I think, and my mom thought. A D, even though legally, when I found out a D was a passing grade, you want to know the truth? Please. I was in college. When I learned that D meant I passed the class.
No, bro, I knew it in middle school.
I was just about middle school,
and they show you everything meant. My mom was like, "We don't accept D's in this house." I'm like, "Well, you need to tell that to the report card."
They do. They do.
Passing.
Bro,
first I brought home my first D in 6th grade science. I told my dad about it beforehand. That was when I found out the power of honesty. Told my dad early, and he was like, I let him know 2 weeks before he got the report card. I was like, I'm just letting you know, like, if you still want to punish me, whatever, do your thing. I was like, I'm staying after. I'm getting help from the teacher. Like, I'm doing all of it. I was like, I'm just letting you know now. Just think about it. Because before, when I brought home bad grades, you try to hide it. You try to grab the report card and put it away somewhere. I was like, I'm trying a completely different approach. Let's just see if this works. And he got it. He was mad at first. Come here. How you just did? I was like, yo, chill. We talked about this 2 weeks ago. It's not new to you. Okay, you said you working on it. Yeah. I was like, and it's not failing technically.
Oh, see, I ain't know that. Well, see, y'all had.
Yo, I got off. I got that grade up to a C. Man.
And here's exactly why men don't want to be vulnerable. You ready?
Go ahead.
Y'all dumb MFers experience D's early. This is exactly why men don't want to be vulnerable. Because now I'm looking at y'all like a bunch of dumbasses, right? Like, I never got D's until college. I didn't get it. Just wasn't acceptable.
Those early D's prepped me for a lot. So I will say there were 2 classes in high school I didn't get credit for. One of them was due to attendance. I actually had an A in the class for the actual work, but I kept being late. It was the first class in the morning. The other one, I had a calculus class with a teacher that her teaching style just did not get through to me at all. So I got accepted to my school. They taught, and I had an academic scholarship. They were like, yo, just complete your requirements for graduation. That class was surplus to requirements. I just stopped completely and got straight F. I failed that class completely. But you fast forward to college, y'all know what my undergrad GPA was that I finished with, right?
No.
I asked them twice because the third time was the charm. They told me they weren't giving me the diploma. But I kept asking them if they were sure. It was a 181. I failed so many classes and got so many D's in college. You learn to bounce back. It is what it is. You overcome and get better, man.
Facts. It took me when I was in my technical school to be on attendance and academic probation at 2 separate times before I was like, all right, I need to get my act together. I graduated with a 3.06.
And that's the other thing, right? Once you decide,
you say your GPA was, Duck?
my final for undergrad was a 181. And so what I was about to say is
passing?
Apparently.
Really?
Apparently. Now there are certain schools that no, they won't. Like, I know my one ex went to Tulane, and her little sister, they made her change degrees because they were like, you're doing so bad here, it's not going to be possible for you to have an acceptable GPA to graduate. So certain schools have stricter standards. Mine didn't. But I'll say, G, like you said, when you get serious about it and you actually like put in the effort, my final GPA for my master's degree was a 3.092. So
see, and as soon as my GPA got down lower than 3.2, I panicked. And I'm going to tell you why. I have a really good reason why. To me, A was 4.
Yeah, a mess.
A was 4. B was 3. C was 2. And D was 1. I'm not getting close to none of that nonsense, bro. Like, I needed a 3 or higher in my mind for me to be passing college. Yo, this conversation that we're having right now in this very moment makes me realize I was much better than what I thought I was, and I should have kept going. I should have kept going.
It's not too late,
What's
bro.
crazy is, yeah, it's not too late, but also,
Oh no, yes it is. Yes,
college is a lot easier than you think. It's not. It's not.
No. I'm telling you why it's too late. I make too much money now for me to go back for a piece of paper that's not going to make me get any more money than what I'm making right now.
True.
It's not worth it. Like, I make enough money right now that how do I say what I'm saying without, because I want more. So let me be clear. Let me be clear what I'm saying. I make enough money right now to support a household by myself in today's society right now, with the cost of living being as high as it is. I by myself, without my wife's income, could support an entire household. Like, that's
the goal right there. That's the dream.
Right. So I'm not bragging or anything like that, but I know too many people with degrees that are saying, hey, it's slim pickings out here and I'm struggling. Because another thing that would apply to me is, once I got that degree, now I want something in that field and at the top of that field. I'm not looking for a job outside of what I have my degree in. My brain isn't wired to even think that that's an option. You know what I'm saying? So it comes with swallowing certain pills.
Never worked in either field that either my degrees are in. Just I get that.
See the crime in that? You don't see the crime in that? You got a master's degree.
The master's I would like to. The undergrad I really don't care.
But you got a master's degree. You have hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, and you're not even in that field. That would piss me off.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt either. Let's be clear on that. But I did good. My undergrad I made out like a bandit. My grad school, that's a lot of debt associated with it. So I would want to be there. Issue is I got to start at the bottom of the total. I was at a point where I was making so much money. I'm sorry. I was at a point when I was making, when I finished, I was like, I'm not starting over. So I get that mindset that you're saying.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
With my master's, you go to the bottom of the totem pole, even with a master's.
Is your debt for your degree more than what you were making at your highest point a year?
Yes, but
that's my problem.
It was actually fairly close. Like,
I just want y'all to know that
no
y'all still in the topic that I was about to write down. Is college worth it? And here we are talking about it.
So get to it. Go ahead and present it. I'll be right back. Y'all, you go ahead and present it.
All right. From my aspect, I went to school, spent $30,000. Yeah, I'm not in my field. I graduated Lincoln Tech back in 2012. Yeah, no, I'm not in my field whatsoever, but I am making good money. I'm proud of that. Thank you, God. But no, school is not worth it in my opinion.
You said you did get a degree, or you were studying?
It's a diploma. Because once I went to college. I went to Mercer County. I went there part time. Once I realized, I'm like, yo, why am I? I'm going for IT. I'm like, why am I studying for a math test? Why am I writing essays? I'm like, I want to get straight to my craft. And my mom was like, well, have you ever thought about going to a tech school? I was like, you know what? I never really thought about it. And it took me to get a second job to realize, like, I hate working a second job. I want one job to take care of my cost of living, everything. So I was like, you know what? I do want to go back to school. Let me give this a shot. I looked into a couple of tech schools. One of them was, I think, ITT or ITT Tech or whatever. Another one was Lincoln Tech. And I was like, oh, cool. There's one right here in Morristown. Went there, took their placement test. Boom, got in. Had to take 2 loans out, one for a state loan and one for a federal loan. But, you know, I got a goal in mind. I'm gonna graduate. I'm gonna get this good job. I'm gonna be doing better than what I'm doing now. Mind you, I was a temp forever, and graduated. It seemed promising after I graduated. You know, I was going to interviews. I had my little path that I wanted charted out. I got my certification for what was it, CompTIA A+ certification. I was ready to start at the bottom, working with my hands with the software and the hardware, and go to my next cert. I had it all planned out. I was gonna go get my networking plus cert, but none of it came to fruition. So I was like, you know what? It is what it is. I felt like I wasted money.
How many jobs have you applied for with your degree associated with it?
So the school also helped with that as well. No. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. The school helped with job placement. I met with the guy, and I also was networking with different people, you know, getting their information. Hey, you know, let me send you my resume. Like, I polished my resume. I put CompTIA A+ certified on that. I went to school, Lincoln Tech, from this year to that year. Like, bro, I was sending it out. I was giving it out like it was free samples at the mall, bro. My resume was out there.
How many jobs did you apply for, though? Don't tell me about your resume.
A lot.
Your resume happens in-house. Your resume is something that happens in personal time on your computer or laptop. How many jobs did you submit applications for that specifically were targeted for your field of study? How many jobs did you apply for?
I applied for,
I tell you what,
a decent amount. I even networked with the people in my IT department. I knew the director.
Plus or minus 20?
Minus 20.
Not enough. And that's where people fall short, right? The one thing I admire about Duck's situation right now is he realizes I got nothing to lose. I'm shoot for the stars. All the joint in my field, at the top of that field, the worst thing they could do is tell me no, and I'm in the same spot.
I'm applying for everything that I'm qualified for, and a ton of stuff that I'm looking at it. Hey, there's holes in the resume, but I can learn it if you're willing to work with me. I'm applying to all of that too.
I was applying, bro, even stuff that I wasn't qualified for. I was just hoping to get my leg in just to do help desk. Like, I was bent on trying to get into help desk and then work my way up from there.
And something that counts against us, y'all gonna think I'm crazy. Putting in a job application feels a lot like asking for help for some of us.
Yeah.
We got to get out of that. We have to adapt the identity that the worst thing they can do is say no. I'm in here. Whatever I'm currently doing is what I'm currently doing. All you can do is tell me no, you don't like me. All you can do is tell me no, I don't qualify. We so worried about being embarrassed by rejection that we're afraid to apply for certain things.
Like, that first year after I graduated, like, I was going to interviews. I was applying for stuff. Like I said, you know, you worked with me. We had an IT department in our building. Like, I knew one of the people, like, I just want to get in the help desk. I'm like, once I get my foot in there, I'm good. Like, I had it all planned out.
I couldn't have an IT job because the first thing I'm doing after they hire me is hacking the system and changing my salary. Like,
bro, once I learned what it took to hack, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be one of those people working in
Oh
security.
no, I was in there, bro.
Like, bro, it took code, like the amount of code and all the other stuff.
I did coding and all. So I went to 2 different what's it called? Past high school, they call it something. It's there's a term for it. It's like something not continued education. What's it called?
Higher education.
Higher education. I went to DeVry.
DeVry, that's the one, not ITT Tech. DeVry in Lincoln Tech.
I went to DeVry as well, and I went to college. Like, I was ready to hack some shit. Like, I learned all kinds of stuff in there, bro. Like, all right, so a lot of people right now are using Fire Sticks. Like, now. In the last 5 years, Fire Sticks are going through the roof. People have learned, like, we don't have to pay for Verizon or Comcast or Xfinity, whatever it's called now. Like, there's other options out there. Tell the truth. How long ago was I on a Fire Stick?
Yeah, you was on it way before it became popular.
And not only was I using one, I was programming them. I had people paying me to program their stuff so I can get them unlimited cable and pay-per-view and all that. Like, I was that guy.
Yeah, you were.
So I knew I was well ahead of the curve. I was jailbreaking. I knew how to take an Android phone and put an Apple operating system on it because people thought the cameras were better on Androids, but they liked the layout and the simplicity of Apple products. I was taking their Android phones, jailbreaking them, reprogramming them, and putting Apple operating systems on them. So they got the best of both worlds. Like, I was that guy. I was rooting and changing everything about your phone. I was putting it on there. The stuff that they tell you, if you do X, Y, and Z,
it avoids the warranty.
Your warranty, right? But I was doing it in a way where I could revert it back to it if I needed to. Bro, when I tell you I was that guy, I was that guy when it came to tech. Now, I haven't tried any of that stuff in a long time. I've let it go since then, but I was ready. If they ever gave me a job where I could get into the system, it was over.
Bro,
you hear me? It was over.
Let me tell you that first.
He had a 7-figure salary in an entry-level position.
and the company would have thought and looked at it as if I was making my regular ass $40,000 a year. They would have they would have been none the wiser. The wiser.
I knew that. I was so excited my first day of that security mod. I was like, yo, I'm about to be in here. They don't even know. A weekend, I was like, maybe this ain't for me. I think I'll just stick to networking and learning how the packets go from one side of the internet to the other.
But to answer your question, I do still, because you said school, which is a general term. I think trade school was very worth it. If I could do it all again, I'd have been in trade school in a heartbeat.
I think
I thought he was
you'll
going to
always
college.
have a job. No, he just said school. You didn't say college. You said is school worth it, right? That was how you phrased it?
Yeah, he said like higher education.
No, he's talking about what you said.
Oh, yeah, like is going to college worth it?
Okay, well, that's different.
Right. College,
I
would
thought
say
you
no.
said school. And I won't even say no completely. I think college, you got to do the right program. There's a lot of nonsense programs in college.
Yeah.
Because again, if I could go back, like I know I'm considering getting another master's degree now. I'm just going to wait till I have a company to pay for it.
Think about how your college would be if you got straight to your craft. You go to school for IT, all your classes are
That's
IT.
why I'm saying trade school is worth it.
Yeah,
and that's what a trade school is. Yes,
There's
exactly
on the job, like you're literally, as you're learning it, you're learning to do it literally. It's not just concepts and you know what I mean?
Yo, I learned the phrase where it's like you learn the skills to pay the bills. That was a real thing because people went to trade schools to learn how to be an electrician, a plumber, a carpenter, whatever else to work with your hands. And I was like, wow, I never thought of that phrase like that. You just hear it, oh, these are the skills to pay the bills. It was like, no, that literally comes from when people left high school, they went to a trade school. And like our era, they pushed college down your throat. Even people that shouldn't have been in college, pushing it down your throat. They didn't tell you, they didn't give you, and also I feel like they should give you courses in like from 10th grade to 12th grade about like budgeting. Like, hey, when you get out of college, you're expected to pay this money back in 6 months. Like they need to give you a little bit of what college life is. Like,
bro.
So you
They
any
need to teach people. How many classes really taught you about taxes? Not a lot. How many classes taught you about loopholes and all that stuff? Like, not a lot. Like, and that's the problem with society today. They keep that kind of stuff. Financial security is really about what you know, not about how much you make. I know that sounds terrible, but I know people work. I know people work in the system to the point where they have under the table paying jobs, and living in really, really, really nice places, and the rent or mortgage, it's my lunch budget for the month. Like it's that bad. It is that bad. Now, I do want to ask y'all a question. Are any of y'all logged in watching our show right now? The two of you guys.
No.
So
I
our
put
viewers
on a movie for the baby that she's not paying attention to.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get to the main reason for the title of this episode right now. All right. We'll get back to some other side topics afterwards, but I'm gonna add it back to the Nothing But Niners channel. Okay. And we are going to go live, and we are at the 51-minute mark. I want us to get into what our topic at hand is tonight. All right. This is You Won't Believe What Just Happened. This is an emergency broadcast of the Pod About It episode. And Duck, this is your moment to shine. You decided to surprise us today, morning, with some shit to talk about.
Well,
and
I can't remember what my comment was. I'm like, are you going through withdrawal?
A little bit, because I had another topic I was ready for with last night, but we'll do that another time.
We can get to it after this. We can rock for an hour and a half, 2 hours if y'all want. Like,
that one's not even as interesting, because whatever. What it was like I text y'all. I woke up. Did I text y'all the pictures too?
It don't matter. Just talk to the people. Forget we here for a second. You have to learn.
All right. So I woke up.
What's going on?
I woke up. I start my mornings by dashing. Went outside, and I saw some stuff that's normally in my trunk. Out on the ground.
Hold on. You're using jargon. What does dashing mean? Talk to people that have never seen you before.
Oh my God. DoorDash. I do DoorDash right now while I'm in between jobs. I do that full time. I try to go 10 hours a day. Most days.
Right. So go ahead, continue.
So I went to start my dashing, got outside my fence. There was a blanket and a little cradle for my baby stroller when she was in the stroller out on the ground behind my car. And then I looked through the car, and it looks like it's been ran through. And sure enough, somebody broke into it and they robbed some stuff from me. So literally got robbed overnight. And that was the topic that we were all talking about, the process of me discovering what was taken, a little bit of cash. What did I tell you? Cash and some shades was the first thing I noticed immediately.
Oakleys.
Yep, the Oakleys. And then beyond that, as it went on, like there were some old box cutters from my part-time job I used to have, some markers from that job. They stole my Easy Pass, and they took my COVID vaccination card for some reason. I don't know. So some of that stuff's a little weird, but I can confirm that they definitely took it. It is not in the car. So but
nobody stole your COVID card, bro. That's gonna show up in your laundry later on. I promise you.
This was like 2 years ago. I'm like, yeah, bro, somebody stole that
in the car in one particular spot I've never taken out of the car. So that it's not gonna show up in my laundry. That is not gonna show up in my laundry. Let's see. Cop came, took a report. They did a little bit of fingerprinting, not much. Because they said basically I ruined a lot of the fingerprints when I opened my car. So where the door handle, where they would have been able to get in, the center console, the glove box, I wasn't thinking. It's crazy. I listen to a lot of true crime. I follow a lot of stuff. At one point, I was aspiring to be a cop. Literally working my tail, took the exam, took the physical twice in Jersey, actually. So yeah. What else was it? They took my hairbrush, my hair pick, and the wheel lock key as evidence to do an advanced fingerprint test.
Oh, I thought you said the dude or whoever stole.
No. The cop took that as evidence and logged it into evidence.
They're about to plant your hair out.
They had all these types of jokes and everything, and yeah. So that's the emergency.
So they broke into your car and stole a bunch of worthless shit.
Crackhead.
They got a little bit of cash.
Do you have any neighbors that might have a drug problem or look sketchy?
This area, a lot of people look sketchy that walk up and down my street.
You moved it.
You have any
Before
neighbors?
you signed the whatever when you moved into your house, you were supposed to live there a week just to get a scope of the neighborhood.
Week wasn't enough. Week was not enough. Because the first week was all when you're buying your first house, it don't matter where it is. Everything is rosy. I saw my mail lady like my second day here. What? Gee, if you ever see that woman, don't let your wife know. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. So no, Duck is not my younger brother. He's the youngest person on the show, but he is not my brother. That's my cousin over there. And guys, this is a live episode of the Pod About It podcast on YouTube. We are using this portion of the show to promote on Nothing But Niners. So if you guys enjoy the show, head on over to Pod About It, youtube.com/the @ and then Pod About It, PODABIUTIT. All right, head on over there and subscribe. We are using this as promotion right now. That's what's going on. Duck, they broke into your car this morning. You actually called the cops.
You dang skippy.
You ain't a real one. We don't call the cops.
Whatever. What?
Right? Right?
Ain't the first time I
Bro,
called the cops
right?
since I've been here. Ain't the first time I called the cops since I lived here. I've called several times. It was a dog.
Are you serious?
I'm dead up. I am dead up. I had a
This
domestic
guy is a
situation.
snitch to the core.
I had a domestic situation. Dial 911. Hey, come get them. Come get them. Don't care. Yes, I am a dial 911 dude in a
Taking advantage of those tax dollars, huh? Like I pay for it.
I pay for something. I pay for something.
All right, so let me ask you this, right? I know of some other scenarios that have happened in your neighborhood, and people have come to you and said, "Hey, we noticed you have a camera on your front porch and your back door. Can we take a look at the footage and see if anybody caught anything?" Did you make those same rounds to see if any of your neighbors perhaps caught something on their cams?
No, because there's only one neighbor with a camera. That's actually the one that came to me most recently to ask me if I caught anything. When they had their situation like 2 weeks ago. It was only like 2 weeks ago for them. But they haven't been home all day. And then the cop did say that he was going to send a detective to their house to ask them anyway.
So wait. So you telling me bad shit happened in your neighborhood so frequently that 2 weeks ago the cops was just out there for the same thing?
Yes. Not this. No. So their situation, right from their front porch, somebody tried to break into their house at 2 a.m.
If you don't get my goddaughter off this block, bro.
I was just about to ask you, like, at what point did you realize I probably should move?
Well, I've known that for a while, but this morning was like, yeah, I'm out.
Also, you live in PA. It's pretty easy to get a gun. You know, you're a law-abiding citizen. All you need is your license. Have you thought about it if you're not already a gun owner?
I've been thinking about it since I moved here because of how easy it is to get one.
Wait, you thought about it, so you don't have anything?
I don't have not a gun, no, not a real one.
What is
Wait,
that?
what?
You got one made out of soap? Like you?
No,
I was gonna say, what you got?
I got a little air rifle. I got an air rifle.
You gotta cut that orange tip off it or spray paint it or something.
It looked real. It looked real. No, somebody that don't know better.
Not the tip. No, it don't.
No, not the tip.
Just the tip.
Let me see it. Where is it? Let me see the tip. Pause. Let me see the tip.
But I'm not getting up to grab. There's only one thing I'm planning to get up and grab, and that's for a feel-good moment later in the pod. So,
wow, bro, how do you not have a fight? See, and so all right. So earlier in the day, you were asked by the fourth member of this pod whether or not your dog assisted in this process at all.
This sucker is less than useless. And this is what I've been saying. I've been telling my dad specifically, in the event of a break-in, I think he'll bark to alert me, but otherwise he will stand behind me with the expectation that he'll do something about this. Like, and my dog is big. Like, he's big. Like
You got a German Shepherd. That was like the main police dog.
Man,
He gonna look at you like, hey, Dad, what we gonna do about this situation?
This one not cut for the K9 unit. And I'll be honest with you, I'm happy about that because the way he is with my daughter, I love it. So if it was one or the other, I'd happily take the way he is. So
let me ask a couple of questions here. Is this the first time anyone's ever broken into your car?
Yes.
G, have you ever had anybody break into your vehicle?
No. Not
So
once.
I'm the only one that's been through this with Duck before.
I've never had anyone. No one's ever broken into my house or my car. Hopefully, we keep that streak going. I've had people take stuff from me, and I didn't know, like the lockers at school or whatever. They get into it that way. Or
I've had people get in my locker. I had a really old.
Lockers don't count. That was a high school hustle. Like that was a middle school
I'm just
hustle.
trying to relate to being something, But as far as like being robbed or I've never.
All right. I've had people break into my car before. I went to a church function one night.
Oh.
And when I went out to my truck, the whole driver's window was gone.
I remember that. Oh my god, that was a choir anniversary.
It was, we went somewhere to sing. We went somewhere to sing. We were in Trenton.
On Clinton.
On Clinton Avenue, on North Clinton, and went outside, and the whole driver's window was missing from my truck. I didn't call the cops, I don't think. I don't remember calling the cops.
Yeah, all they took was your GPS, right?
It was either my GPS or my satellite radio. I think they thought it was something that it wasn't. I think they thought it was a radio or something because it had a screen on it, and they ended up taking that.
Speaking of devices, what does it say? I got a brand new dash cam in my trunk that they opened, threw it around in the trunk, but left it. Didn't take a single part of it.
They looked through your shit and was like, it ain't worth taking.
Right. You can keep this. You can keep this. I've had it for a couple years and just haven't bothered setting it up.
Oh my god.
We're not taking that. It's not worth our time and effort.
What does that say about the stuff you keep in your car?
I deleted most of it is useless and not worth a break-in.
Was there anything that you think that might have enticed the person to go through your car, or you think they were just one of those things? Because I hear it on the radio all the time. They tell people to lock their doors, but people that live in nice neighborhoods, they don't have to worry about crime. They leave their doors unlocked, and people just checking for handles. Oh, this car is open.
That's what it was. I was trying to figure it out, and the cop did say most likely I left my car unlocked. And I was thinking about this. First, I was like, "Yo, that's not possible." But lately, when I get done dashing, I'm like, "Yo, I forgot something in the car. Got to run out." Usually, I end up running out twice. The second time that I run out, I realized that I left the car unlocked the first time. Yesterday, I only ran out once. So it's likely that I left it unlocked after that first time that I ran out and didn't run back out there because I'm trying to get set up with the game. I was trying to eat real quick. So they left it unlocked. They just tried it, but this is not the neighborhood to be leaving your car unlocked.
Wait, so they didn't even break into your car?
They didn't break in. I left it.
And didn't you say in the group chat that after they were done, they actually locked the door?
Yep. They finished and locked the door.
Yo, they robbed you and worried about your safety.
My whole body went limp.
Let me make sure this don't happen. Somebody might get that dash cam. Let me make sure.
Yo, that's crazy. You know what I thought about when your cousin's boyfriend fought the dude and he picked him up out the snow, put him in the car. He's like, "Now get in before you catch a car."
Yes. Yep.
They locked the door like, "I don't want nobody else."
Wow.
Oh,
absolutely wow. So this is what you just let happen to you in your neighborhood, bro.
I didn't let
it
happen.
Another time I had a gold Mazda. We were living in Trenton again, and I parked down the block because so Trenton has this thing where you can't park on one side of the road on certain days because they have street sweepers come through. They have like it's a truck that sweeps the road of all the trash and litter. And you can't park on certain sides of the roads during certain times. So I came home from work. The next morning was our, street sweeper time. And so everybody was parked on the opposite side of the road. I had to park way down the road. And I did. And I locked my doors. But when I came out, my back window was smashed.
Dang.
And they stole my CD case. This was back in the day where I put nothing but change in my middle console between the front seats. They took all the change out of there. They stole my ashtray where I had more change.
So let me ask you something. Is your change worth more than mine? Because they left all my change in my car. They moved it. They moved it around. There's some on the driver's seat, the passenger seat, the cup holders. They left it all. I think. I don't know how much was in there.
Oh my God.
So my dad's and my change ain't valuable.
I will say this. I never left pennies in my change thing. It was only silver change. It was only nickels, dimes, and quarters.
That's all that was left. Nickels, dimes, and quarters.
So this tells me that a kid broke into your shit. This was some young kid that was out there trying to get something quickly.
Probably.
Who thinks to lock a door when they're walking away from a car and it's not their car? That is absolutely crazy to me.
Y'all want to know the craziest part? I wasn't supposed to be home last night. I had a trip planned. It was a guy's trip, just a day trip to Rhode Island. Me and my boy. I was gonna drive. I was gonna leave my dog at the breeder overnight. I was gonna drive out to meet my boy first thing in the morning yesterday. We were gonna drive up to Rhode Island for the day, drive back home. I was gonna stay at his place, guest room for the night after we watched the game. I was gonna come back first thing this morning. My car wouldn't even have been here. Now that said, y'all know I believe everything happens for a reason. We're about to shift gears a little bit. Mike, don't say any names once you piece this together. So I walked away like the obvious reason I always say, somebody needed that little that cash more than me. A little bit of cash they got. Maybe you pawned the sunglasses, whatever. You needed it more than me. I'm not worried about that. But it was still like, my car had to be broken into for a little bit of cash. Like that's why
they didn't break.
I was just about to say they did not break into your car.
They had to ransack my car for a little bit of cash.
Okay, that's different.
They had to ransack it for a little bit of cash.
Like I had to pay for windows.
I felt more annoyed.
I was about to say the person that had the car broken into, he's like, you are not on the same level as me.
Yeah,
your car was unlocked.
I get it. I get because again, one of my neighbors, that was the first situation that a neighbor ever knocked on my door was somebody literally right through their windshield through a massive rock, just bigger than the one that I saw on your car seat, Mike. But
wow, thanks.
Anyway, fast forward. So I'm thinking, y'all know, one of my best friends is a CEO. We won't say his name because this is an ongoing situation. I called him to make a joke with the intention, bro, you been promoted yet? I need a detective to get to the bottom of this, right? That was my intention. I hit him up. Before I said that, though, I asked him, how are you doing? I've been better, man. And you could hear in his voice immediately. I was, what are you talking about? He was like, oh, you remember you? I was like, what are you talking? He was like, no, you don't know. We haven't talked. So this break-in happened for me to check on my friend. His brother got killed on Mother's Day. Wow. He got shot in the neck, severed his brainstem. His friends were supposedly there.
You said he got stabbed in the neck?
Shot. And the friends left. Nobody called 911. He was left to bleed out.
Wow.
I can't say more than that because it is an ongoing investigation. But I didn't know. And so here's the thing. I've had something in the back of my head telling me to call this friend for about a week or two now. And it's because normally we talk once every month to 3 months. It's a wide window. But me going through my thing with the unemployment, he's been checking on me more and more often, more frequently, the longer this goes. And it's been a while since I've heard from him. It's been in the back of, hit him up. see how he's doing, and I haven't done it. And then just to make this joke, I called him with the intent of making the joke about the car being broken into or ransacked. And yeah. So check on your friends. I'm glad because he got a chance to vent. It turns out he's been holding it in and hasn't been talking to anybody about it. So he's understandably, justifiably angry as hell. Shared some stuff, and I was like, bro, just talk to me. Let me know what's up. If you want to call me back, I'm here. He vented for probably a good hour and a half. Just going off about the whole situation and yeah.
Sounds like
that
a
was
much
when
needed.
That was when I hit y'all up and said, yo, are we podding tonight or not? Because it got very real very quickly. So it helps put it in perspective, right? My car, a little bit of money getting stolen, whatever. That's light work. That's easy. That's nothing. I'm bouncing back from that easy. There are certain things.
Yeah.
And he's young. This was a kid. Now, granted, I haven't seen him since our senior year of high school when he was like 9, but 24 years old. Entirely, you are a baby. Entirely too young.
Yo, what that is terrible. And prayers out to your friend and his family.
Yeah.
Throughout this tumultuous time. There are no words. There's no way to pivot from this smoothly or anything like that. It's weird, the whole shot in the neck thing, right? When I have dreams that I die in, it's not falling, it's not drowning, it's not fires. I am always shot in my neck. And when it happens in real life, my body, I do this, and then it's a ringing in my ears. It's terrifying because it's happened to me so many times in my dreams. It's absolutely terrifying. I can't imagine.
The only time
I was shot in the head.
The only times I've been shot in my dreams, obviously, it always jars you awake. Always, and it's crazy because it ties to the only time a gun has ever been pulled and the trigger pulled on me. It's in the face. I'm wrong place, wrong time, and I'm getting shot in the face. Not point blank. It's always straight bullet. So that situation was point blank for me, and it was just an empty gun. But still, it's always in the face when I have that dream.
Wow. No, I've been in cars or someone come up behind me when I'm walking, and the barrel is on my neck, and the dream is loaded, and I instantly, like, after they pull the trigger, I jilt. I hear a ringing in my ears, and I wake up, and my neck is in the position that I reacted to it in the dream. That is terrible and terrifying, and my sincerest condolences, prayers, thoughts, positive vibes, and energy go out to your friend and his family during this time. That is not anything I ever want to even try to imagine living through. That is.
I later thought about that they found out on Mother's Day.
Right.
Imagine what their mom went through.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
And it puts things into perspective, right? Sometimes we kind of need that. And this is my weak attempt at pivoting and trying to find some silver lining, right? But in the last 6 months, all three of us have gone through something, some life-changing event, whether it be positive with a wedding or financial woes or concerns about a job or losing a job or whatever, right? And we think, man, this is really, really, really rough. And then something like this puts everything into perspective. I still get a tomorrow, I think. I still get an opportunity. Forget get. I still have right now to make a difference.
Yep.
Right? You unfortunately, sometimes you need a reminder like this to say, hey, stop feeling down on yourself. It literally could be worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we take this into account. Duck, we started the show with talking about the mental awareness for men's health being this month. I'm grateful that you were there for your friend to let him get some things off of his chest.
And that was exactly when I said earlier that it sort of tied in where I was going. That was what was on my mind. That, like, yeah, he needed that. We need it, and I hope he knows I'm going to call him again. I'm going to be calling him more frequently for a while here, because when I tell you he's angry, he's angry.
Yeah. Listen,
also, Mike. Oh no, go ahead, Doug. I don't want to interrupt.
No, that's all I was saying. He's angry.
Mike, before June is over, check on Uncle Batman and give us an update.
No, that's happening for sure. That's happening for sure. I think I might see him this weekend. He usually comes to my daughter's recitals, and they have one on Sunday. So I'll see if he plans on coming or not. And if so, I plan on pulling him to the side and having a conversation with him. But it's just that's tough.
Yeah,
that's really, really, really tough. I have a younger brother who signed up for the military. He was deployed over to Afghanistan. And one of our last conversations before he left was, hey, I know you're going out there and they're teaching you to watch. I said, I need you to be aware of your six. Watch your back also. Because if something happens to you, I will enlist and I will be asking to be sent back to wherever you were so I can go out there and try to exact some sort of revenge. That's something that my brother chose to sign up for. I can't imagine how your friend feels for something like this happening, right? Yeah. If you have someone who is a firefighter and they pass in the fire, or a police officer and they die in the line of duty, or a member of the military and they're taken out while working or performing their craft, right? That's called not so much a casualty of war, but that's like what's it called? There's a phrase for it.
And the line of duty?
In the line of duty, yes.
Yep.
That is in the line of duty. You signed up for this and knew this was a risk all along, right? And I felt those convictions to let him know, if something happens to you in the line of duty, I'm coming. Y'all know how I feel about the military. It's not a thing for me. It's not a thing for me, right? But I told him and made it very clear, if something happens to you in the line of duty, I'm coming. I'm enlisting, and I'm going to request as much as possible to be sent to where you were. I want revenge, right? Like that was my mindset. I can only imagine how your friend feels right now. That is terrible. Yeah. That is absolutely terrible. And you want to talk about dark? He's sharing with you what he's comfortable sharing. You got to dig a little deeper. You got to get something out of him that he's not willing to share. The thoughts that he don't want to say.
I thought about, again, for the start of this conversation to be him telling me I haven't been talking to anybody. I've been keeping it in. I've been acting normal. I've been making sure that's what people say. And then he just went into it. And I didn't have to dig at all. So yes, I understand what you're saying, but that's what he's comfortable sharing right now. And it's better that you're getting this out 3 weeks later, you know what I mean, than not at all.
Yeah.
Now because you're trying to, he's my age, right? So you're trying to stay strong for your parents, you know, your two younger sisters that are still there. Like he's holding it all in.
All right, G, get us out of here, man. Come on, give us one more topic so we can go home, man.
All right, so this one I think most of us are guilty of. Digital hoarding. How much do you have, like duplicate or old pictures that you've been meaning to get to but never got to? Unread emails, unread text, all of the digital crap you should delete but don't or haven't done it. For me, I don't have any. I check my emails right away and I delete them. Like, I'm not that kind of person that holds on to delete and now I got to delete them in bulk or batch and I'm sitting there for an hour. Like, I've talked to people that's like, yeah, how many unread emails do you have? And they'll look at the little app that tells them, and they're like, oh, I got 17,000 unread emails. Or I have all my pictures that I have are the like 20 duplicates from different events, and they just never got around to just like removing the duplicate pictures. Or I have old text from months ago. I'm the type, like I said, I'll read my emails. If it's useful information, I'll hold on to it. If not, it instantly gets deleted. Once I go to a new month, all my text messages, all the phone calls I received that month get deleted. Like, everything in my phone is clean. Pictures, I do the cleanup as well. What about you guys?
I have an email address that is completely full. I can't send or receive anything.
How many unread emails?
I don't know. I don't know because I've gone through and deleted as much as I could. What it is with Gmail, you have the option to back up pictures and videos and all that.
Yep.
And my sisters share a bunch of albums with me. So what it is, I've deleted as much as I can from the email side. Most of the memory is and so on my new one, when my sister started sharing albums with me that we're creating there, it asked me if I wanted to do that as a backup, and I immediately hit no. Nope. Don't make the email address a backup because I don't need that, clogging up all the memory right away. So I've literally got an email address on Gmail that I can't use at all. It's just my longest standing Gmail address. Everybody knows that with me.
What about old text messages that hey, this was months ago. I should delete this. Any of that laying around?
None of them are unread, but I don't delete the messages. When I got my new phone, I did tell it to, of all the threads, only save the last 50. So everything beyond that got deleted. But you go back to my old phone, I got stuff from years and phones prior.
Dang.
That got transferred over.
Any because we're parents. Well, you got you got a young one. Any duplicate pictures of your daughter that's what, I should go ahead and delete these.
When you say duplicate, do you mean I have it saved somewhere else, or they're so similar because
they're so similar,
so many in a row?
Yes.
I've never even deleted the similar ones. I've never even thought to. Unless it's just blurry because of how fast she was moving or something.
Yeah. See, I'm type when we got different events and they're hey, take a picture. I'll use my phone. I'll take 3 or 4 pictures and then I immediately go through them and pick out the best one and delete the rest of them. I don't have any of those sitting in there. Everything in my phone is.
I like the candid shot. I like to think one day my little girl gonna be older with her friends and Daddy might need to break out an embarrassing pic of you. Just.
All right, Mike. Go. You shook your head as soon as I said digital boarding.
So my main email account. So I use apps only. So my Gmail app only says 99 plus. I cannot tell how many actual unread emails I have unless you know a way for me to look it up right now. I'll do it. What? Hold on.
I know Apple. They'll tell you how many emails you have.
Let me try to go to the actual Gmail account. Let's see.
I don't even open that.
I got it. 23,907.
Sheesh.
That's unread emails in my Gmail account right now.
Mine say 99.
That's your main account, or that's
no, that's my main one. Now, I have an Apple. I got some Apple products from work. I have an iPhone now, and just yesterday. Since I've been with this company, and it hasn't been long at all, I had to go through and empty out my email. I had over 600 unread emails in there. This company does not communicate on the phone. They only email and they use Teams. Mm-hmm. So I get a ton of Teams and emails.
The company Outlook email boxes.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
It's you're lucky if you can get the 2 years without having to do a full. And it's crazy because a lot of them will dump a bunch of stuff anyway. But you might go through save stuff, flag stuff, whatever. It keeps it past the automatic delete period, and that thing fills up dumb quick.
Yeah, even my work email is all cleaned up. I think I got 6 work emails that I'm holding on to right now. Yo, my boss used to get mad at me because I used to delete everything, everything out of my inbox, everything out of my sent box, even the stuff that was in my delete box that don't automatically delete after a certain period. He's like, stop deleting that stuff. If someone was saying, hey, they never got this, and you sent them an email replying, he's like, you have no way to cover yourself. So I stopped deleting my sent stuff and the stuff that's in my deleted folder, and I just let it ride out. It bothers me because it goes against my OCD, but I was like, all right, whatever. He makes a good point. At least I could pull this email up and say, hey, look, I sent it to so-and-so. I got a way to
cover. But if you delete your inbox, you shouldn't delete your sent. It shouldn't erase your sent box.
I ran into that my first project with my last job, and I was on that project for 2.5 years. But there was stuff like 6 months in, people swearing up and down they never got this email. It was never sent to them. Yes, you did. I'm able to go right back. I showed you the date and time and the email. And you and everybody, your team was CC'd on it. Your manager was on it. Like, yep. I was quick to do that. I'm not
y'all
getting
deserve
trouble for you.
Y'all deserve to lose that information, because if it took 2 years and y'all didn't accomplish whatever your goal was, y'all deserve that.
No. I said within like 6 months. There was stuff where it was like, yo, the deadline's coming up. It's at the end of the year or whatever. Like, I was within 6 months of me being on the job. It was probably stuff that like a month or two before the time came up.
God,
I was not kidding at all. I wasn't exaggerating. Now, is there a way for me to delete all of these? Like just to hit delete all?
the easy, you could Google it, but honestly, the only other way I could think of is you just click the select all and just delete them like that.
Only deletes on your screen.
And the main email address that I use for looking for work right now, I have 1,773 unread emails.
Yeah, no, I easily get 200 a day at work, so this is nuts.
And also, I learned too, because I was that person at one point with all the emails. I started unsubscribing, and whatever I couldn't unsubscribe from, I was sending it to spam. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this full inbox anymore. So,
I do that every chance I get. I try to, if I can catch it when they try to automatically subscribe you.
Yeah.
I undo that. Like, so I apply to a lot of jobs on LinkedIn, and they'll have a little thing at the bottom. It's to follow whatever the company is. Nope, uncheck that box immediately, because I don't need y'all sending me your little newsletter and whatever else.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I want to do that, like, it'll be once y'all give me a job, I'll follow you then. I'm not gonna be bothered. I'm not gonna be bothered before that.
All right, Mike, I know you're a big 49ers fan. Come on. I know you got a lot of videos that you downloaded from previous games, like how, because I know you got a big storage. I know you purposely get a phone with the biggest storage possible.
So that's I was gonna say this before. If the phone doesn't come with a memory card slot, I will not buy that phone. So the phone that I currently have is the last Galaxy Note that you can put a memory card in. I am the type of person where as soon as I get my phone, I switch the camera and recording and download settings to memory card, not internal storage. And as soon as I'm done with the phone, I pop my memory card out, I put it in another one, I wipe the old phone and send it in. I have a 2 terabyte card right now in my phone. They stopped making these in 2021. I can tell you the exact day if you want that I got this phone. I got the phone October 9th, 2021. It was already old because they had stopped making these the year before. When I got
it in 21 or 22.
I got it in 21.
Yeah, because 22 would have been last year, and I don't remember.
Right. I know, but I thought we both got new phones around the same time. No,
I got it October 21.
Wow.
But they stopped making this phone in 2020 because they had 2 more models that had came out since then. This is the Note 20. This is the Note 20 Ultra. And I have a memory card in here. Even on my memory card, I have duplicates because as you change and go from one phone to the other, sometimes they'll format those photos. They'll keep the original, and they give you the option: do you want to keep the original or replace? And I always say keep the original because I'm afraid of what happens if I hit replace. So I get the random notification from Samsung: hey, you have 6,000 files that are duplicates. Do you want to delete them? Nope, because I don't know if they're going to delete all of them. Are you going to keep one? Are you going to keep the? Nope, I don't chance it. So my 2 terabyte memory card it's got a lot of stuff on it. But I want it that way. I'd rather have the memories I want to have instead of not have them and suffer later on.
So have you ever thought about cleaning any of this stuff up, whether it be the videos, the pictures, the unread emails?
It's a good question. So believe it or not, this is something I do on every flight that I have. At a certain point, I will load up a Netflix movie that I downloaded so I can watch offline. I play it in the background with my earbuds in, and I go to gallery and I look for pictures that I just want to delete. You know how like if you have WhatsApp, photos will automatically save in a WhatsApp folder. I go through all of them.
I hate that.
Yeah. I found out you can actually turn that feature off, just so you know. But every single time I take a flight, I delete at least 1,000 photos or videos. Every single time. I spend the whole flight. I hold down the first one, and then it makes it the checkbox. And you can just go through and delete. And I spend the entire flight doing that, and I delete them. So I will say, as bad as it is, it could be way worse. It could be way worse. And we're planning on going to Maldives next year. So I got a really, really long flight ahead of me. I might come back with just 200 pictures. That is a long ass flight to Maldives, bro. So yeah.
And we might work on your email. We do at 20,000. We might get you down to.
I'm gonna Google how to empty. I just want to hit delete all. I want to select it all and get rid of all of them.
You would think that all this time that they would create a button and just delete. Select all of it and just gone.
Yep, I want to do that, and that's fine with me, because anything that I think I need, my doctor's offices and shit like that. Hey, can you send the last couple of emails you sent me? I don't have them anymore. I deleted my inbox, and that's the one good thing about a digital trail, is that it's easily recoupable. So
yeah,
I like that. I like it a lot. All right, so guys, I think we're done for the night. I do have one last topic for y'all. This will be a very, very quick hitter here. We talked about finances, we talked about mental health and things like that. If you could ask for $1 amount to set you up for the next 12 months, what would that dollar amount be? I'm not asking you to set you up for the rest of your life, just for the next 12 months. If you could hit some kind of small lottery, just to say, hey, I'm good for the next 12 months, for the next year, I don't have to worry about anything. Not major purchases. I'm not asking you to buy a big house. I want you to reflect on your current expenses, your current debts, clear all that up, and be good for the next 11 months after that. What would that number mean? What would that number be?
Realistically, I could get by with 50,000, but I would love at least 100,000. Just, I'll go get a newer car. That'd probably be at least 20, 30,000. I still have 70, to do something with.
You are not getting a new car for $20,000, bro. You are lying to yourself.
All right,
I assume we're talking about a down payment, no?
No, I would go ahead and just outright buy it.
Oh, not for 20.
Like if 100,000, like I would outright just buy a newer car. It don't even have to be the newest. I'll probably get something within 2 to 3 years, and I'll be good with the rest of the 70.
So I got a little bit of a hole right now that I'm in. So mine would probably have to be. I'm basing this my previous salary, then whatever gets me out of the hole. But I don't know exactly what the hole is off of my head. So I'm estimating 85-90.
Really?
Yeah, you'd think I would want more, right? I'm using my base salary as my previous base salary. My previous base salary is my starting point, and then adding a little bit more to dig me out of the hole.
Yeah, like both my student loans got paid off, so one was the government.
No, that's the thing. That's another thing too. You said pay off. Is it all the debts? Legit, so zero debt. I need a lot more.
So
what's that number?
Okay, hold up.
So while he's figuring it out, I know exactly how much debt I have. I'm talking credit cards, loans, Even my car that I'm not behind on payments, but it's a lease, so that counts as your debt because technically you owe that money, right?
Yep.
If I include everything just to get out of debt, I'm only at $15,000.
15?
That only 15, and that includes what I owe on my car for the next year and some change.
You're not
That
including.
includes that.
Oh, okay. You know what? Never mind. That's not tech. Okay, never mind.
So my debt isn't high at all. Y'all know me. I don't like owing shit.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather be broke and not owe anything than to have money in my bank and then someone or some entity say you owe us X, Y, and Z.
That's why I was like, if Mike about to drop his number, like I know, like if it was higher, I don't even know what I was thinking as far, but I wasn't expecting anything high.
Right. Well, and that's what I was going to say. So I don't have a lot of outstanding balances. It would be paying off the little bit that I do owe and then being set for the next year.
I need about 325.
God dang.
I'm thinking about the house, the car, the student loans.
Okay.
Wait, you trying to pay off the house?
You said all the debts.
Okay.
He did. Yeah.
He said that's why I asked to specify.
Because but it's all the debts for the next year. Not a house is 30 years or 15 depending on the loan you took.
That's different. Okay, lower that number.
I said for the next 12 months. I said that.
I hear you. So out of that, all I need is that amount plus catching up. So what did I just say? 325?
You said
200,000. Hello?
I said 200,000 is what the number is. I still got student loans. I still got credit cards. My car note's not as much as you would think. I'm rounding for that. And my student loans, I might be rounding up too a bit. So
you didn't apply for the student loan thing that the government?
I wouldn't have been eligible for that. I read that fine print thoroughly about 4 times.
What excites me about when I do this exercise in my head is that my salary, while it doesn't account for taxes taken out, my salary exceeds what I would want. And so when I'm not making my goals or when I'm not saving as much as I want, I feel like I'm failing. Because when I add it all up, I need $62,000. That'll take care of me for the next 12 months, pay off whatever I owe, and keep me clear for the next 11 and a half months.
Yeah, that's why I initially said 50, because I, in my mind, want a newer car. So, but I was like, you know what? I'll just push it to 100.
But you can't tell me a car that you think you know that's less than 30,000.
Let me ask you this though: Are you actively planning to buy a new car within the next 12 months?
No.
Yes. Yeah, you better be. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You need to be.
I'm good. My car is good.
I know you got a BMW, bro.
I would like to
No,
buy
I'm not even looking at the aspect of that. I'm looking at it.
But you need, but you need something newer,
I
bro.
just got the AC fixed. I'm happier than a pig in poop right now. So
well,
my wife got a newer car, so she has a newer car. She has a 2021. So I get to live vicariously through her. We alternate cars. Like I'll drive to work one day. We work at the same job, same hour. So I'll drive my car one day. She drive her. So I get my, feel of having a new car.
You couldn't have hoes if you wanted to. Look at you, dude, right? You a sucker. You's a sucker. I love it, man. Love wins. Love wins. All right, we're gonna get up out of here. Let's get the final thoughts as we go home. I got to get some late dinner here. I'm sorry, but let's go ahead and go home, man. I know Duck is ending up our final thoughts tonight. G, you want to go first? Or you want to go second?
I'll go first. So I have a thought, and I want you guys' opinion on the matter. Are minorities the only group of people that will have an event and tell you what color that they want you to wear? Because I'm thinking about all the times I went to minority get-togethers, events, birthdays, or weddings, or whatever. They want the colors are black and gold. The colors are white. The colors are black. The colors are black, pink, or leopard print.
They definitely told us purple for grandma's birthday party that one time.
I mean, our cousin's funeral, they told us to wear chartreuse. Like it's
true.
That shit is real.
I was about to say, I'm trying to. It's definitely happened. But I will say, I don't think it happens for every event.
Right, it's not every event, but he's talking about the events that do have color requirements. I'm going to say no.
I also don't think I've ever been invited to an event by a non-minority where I was told to wear a specific.
No, I think theme parties are actually a non-minority thing. I think theme parties happen all the time. So you'll go to a Halloween party and they'll tell you it has to be this is horror themed. So don't come as an angel or whatever. You got to have a horror character. That is a dress code.
See, I don't mind that. I don't feel like going out and buying the color, or now I got to go out and buy something that I don't already have.
This is funny. I'm going to go grab something. My boy just told me, hey, we're having a party and you have to wear a type of clothing. And I had to go on Amazon and order it. So I'm going to go grab this outfit I just had to buy and show y'all. This is funny. It just arrived yesterday. Oh, this is great. I'll be right back. Y'all go ahead and keep talking.
It's funny because we have, 2 Sweet 16s and a Sweet 15 to go to. The colors are black and gold. So I just ordered. I don't have any black shoes. I had to order black shoes. I decided I wanted to get these Coach loafers. I bought some black pants. I bought a black and gold shirt. And I got to thinking, I'm like, babe, are minorities the only group of people that have an event and tell you what colors that they want you to wear? Like, why can't, hey, look, we're having the Sweet 16, we're having the wedding, we're having this, the dress code, formal, informal, whatever it is, just come, dressed.
It just happens to me. I mean, most recently, I went to 2 weddings in Cancun last year. One of them I was specifically told powder blue top and white pants, white denim pants for the wedding, for the actual wedding ceremony. And then for the other wedding, there was an all-white party the night before. Everybody had to be head to toe white. I literally went and bought white sandals. I haven't worn them since. But I bought a pair of white flip-flops over there.
I'm like, y'all don't be taking into account to none of the stuff that y'all asked for, like going out. Now I gotta buy this and never wear it again.
Mm-hmm. Never wear it again.
So I'm assuming that's the item that you had to go buy.
Oh, bro, it was a whole outfit. So this is just the hat. These are the shorts. Oh wait, oh, okay. I get it. I got green.
Yeah.
Let me turn my background off. It's kind of messing it up right now. How do I turn it off? Boom. Okay. All right. I hate that y'all see the green screen, but these are the shorts.
You ready for a pool party?
I know, right?
And y'all see the hat already. By the way, I have dreads, and I expressed, I have a really, really big head naturally. Add the dreads on. There is no hat that's going to fit my head. They said it's a hat required party. Like, you got to get it if you're a guy. And here's the shirt. It was a Hawaii floral themed.
That look like weed to me.
It is weed plants. You fucking right. If I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna go against. Oh, I'm sorry. I am gonna go against the grain as much as possible, and I'm gonna be fly as hell when I get out there. And I bought shoes.
I was just about to say, where the shoes?
All right, they right here. Hold on. So y'all saw the colors. You saw the orange. You saw the yellow. You saw the green and black. The shoes. Oh, there's a little bit of white in it also. The shoes right here, bro. The shoes are here. Y'all see it. It's going, bro. The drip is going to be crazy. The drip is going to be crazy, bro. When I get, that boy got to do it. That boy got to do it, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, man.
That's what you got to do. I do think that when they tell you to wear certain colors, it brings out creativity. Because, like, all right, if it's black and gold, now I got to find a shirt that's different from, what everybody else is going to wear. Kind of annoying because, you have a specific frame of how it's supposed to look in your head. And then when you actually see it out in person, you're like, that's it right there. I'm going to be the only person wearing that.
You're not muted, Duck. You clicked it twice, just so you know.
She hit it the second time.
It's back off. There you go. Okay.
All right, Mike, final thought?
So my final thoughts are, I like that you pointed out that it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I really do appreciate that. I like that we're driving this home. I like that when we started this thing, we started there and we're right back to it. And I kind of feel like, things happen for a reason. This might help us more than we know. Forget other people for a second. Let me be selfish for a minute, right? This might actually end up helping us. I think all of us are going through things, and we might need to be the ones to hear this. We might need to be the ones that open up our mindset and be vulnerable to whether it be each other or someone else, just letting us know that it is okay to be vulnerable because it only helps. Your insecurities and your mindsets are still in there. But if we can open up to someone and maybe find a way to gain some strength in that, it's only a win. It's only a win. So I do appreciate that. Thanks for pointing that out, G. As far as everything else, man, if you guys happen to watch this show, if you're going back and doing a rewatch, if you are a new subscriber or a new viewer, please, 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 we are just getting started. Make sure you tell somebody. We want to be consistent. We want to make sure you guys are included. So just give us a thumbs up and tell somebody else about us. And not because, we're in this for money or anything like that. There's no money to be made anytime soon. Like that's not going to happen. However, what we can do is offer you guys some quality content. We want to discuss things that you guys want to hear us discuss. So please feel free to leave comments, make suggestions about the shows and things like that. We will be responsive. We will be interacting, and we will be what you want us to be. So those are my final thoughts. Duck, I know this has been the moment you've been waiting for. You won't believe what just happened. He got robbed. But let us know what your final thoughts are.
My final thought, I got a few, but first one is check on your friends, right? That's what the robbery led to me. Like, yo, I had a bug in my ear for a week or two now telling me to hit him up. Didn't do it until it took me getting robbed, literally, to make that phone call and see how my boy was doing. The other one is stop the senseless gun violence. That's what he's more mad about than anything right now. It's just, it was dumb, it was senseless, it was unnecessary. The whole circumstance, how they got to that point, the people you call friends that just leave you there and walk away.
Yeah, that's what pissed me off. I'm like, wow.
Like, stop the senseless gun violence. So check on your friends, stop the senseless gun violence. And then lastly, as a feel-good moment, y'all know what they call me, right? And then my baby finally made me some art at school. Yeah, that's what she made. I don't know, and I'll tell y'all what else. The only reason I got this, when her mom gets pissed at me, she tries to butter me up to get me, hoping that I'll change my mind about whatever it is she wants me to do. That's the only reason I got this. She doesn't know that my name is Duck. She has no idea. My daughter has no idea. So it was just complete coincidence that this was the. She gave me two other ones, but this was at the bottom of the three things that she handed me. It was just a pleasant surprise. I'm putting this on my fridge. Her first piece of art is gone. Don't rip it.
I love it, yo.
Did that say Duck Craft?
Yep.
Yes, it's a craft, arts and crafts. The Duck art craft. Yes.
Nova, good job. Yay! That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
Good job, Nova.
But yo, did you peep her face when Duck was holding it up and she was smiling? Oh, I loved it. She was like, "Yeah, Daddy, show him."
I had one more, but it was another topic associated with it, so we'll save it for another day.
We'll consider it a teaser if you want to just say it, and then we'll bring it back next episode. It's up to you. You don't have to.
I won't say exactly what happened, but toxic baby moms need to get better. And that's not about my baby mom. I will actually say that.
Oh, okay. I mean, hey, if she don't watch the show, how's she gonna know? So
but it's literally, I got two prime examples, and neither of them is this situation that I have to deal with.
Oh, I can't wait till the next one. Yeah, sit on that one.
Yep.
Gee, you don't even have a baby mom.
Yes, how you think I got my daughter?
All right, that's fine.
But don't rip it.
I just want y'all to know I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 topics we didn't touch tonight, so it's cool. And we are definitely going to dive into them. We hope that you guys enjoy the shows here. I do want to say rest in peace to Miss Owens. She is the woman that her 2 kids were playing on someone's property. The 2 very, very young kids. A lady came out, approached the kids on the yard. One of the kids dropped their cell phone. The lady picked it up and threw it, hit the kid in the head. The kids ran home, told the mom what happened. When the mom went back to the house and rang the doorbell, she was met with gunfire.
Wow.
And the mom is deceased. So I do want to say rest in peace to Miss Owens. We will break that down a little bit more in the next episode as the case continues to evolve. But this, both of y'all talked about this gunfire shit is senseless. And I, by the way, guys, am a gun advocate. So let's be clear here. You don't have to be on one side or the other. There's no extreme line, right? I am pro-gun, and I think there's too much gun violence. You don't have to be anti-gun or pro-gun. You can agree on both sides. You can be anti-gun and think gun violence could be something that's controlled. You can be pro-gun and think there's too much gun violence. It's okay to have a gray area in some topics. And I think that once we realize that, it's not just blue or red, Republican or Democrat, anti or pro. When you realize and you can have a respectful dialogue that there are topics in the middle, that's when we will see real change happen, because no one at that point feels like they're giving and all parties feel like they're helping. That's when you feel real change. So I just wanted to say that. Duck, I saw you do that real quick.
There was just something I wanted to extrapolate on with my gun violence thing, was that specifically with the situation with my boy's brother, that I understand what his brother was doing, but honestly, the worst case scenario should have been somebody roughing him up. He left with maybe a broken jaw and a black eye. That's all the worst that should have happened to him. You know what? He should have been able to get home to his mom. He should have been able to sleep in his bed that night.
We'll talk off air about the details, but yeah.
That's why I say it was senseless. And then, obviously my condolences and prayers with my boy and his family.
Absolutely. So, guys, that's going to do it for us tonight. We thank you all for your patience, your tolerance with us. We ended up going almost 2 hours. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And soon, after a couple more episodes, we will start converting these to actual podcasts. So if you don't have a chance to watch, if you don't have YouTube Premium and you can't play the audio in the background, I know a lot of people will turn shows off because it's killing their battery with the screen time. We will be converting these to podcasts very soon. Probably 3 or 4 more episodes from now, we'll start doing that. So please stay patient with us. We are going to be a full spectrum podcast for you guys. But thank you all for your patience. Go ahead, G. I see you one more time.
Also, we have not mentioned to our viewers that if we get 200 plus subscribers, I would go ahead and get my head waxed live on camera.
Is that what that was? I never looked at what the link was that Mike put in the group.
You never saw it?
No, I think I tried it and it failed or whatever.
We got to show the people real quick, and we ended on that. So if we get 200 plus subscribers, I will go ahead and subject myself to head waxing live on the podcast.
Was it a TikTok link that you shared?
No, it was Instagram.
No, I think it was IG.
It was definitely Instagram. Do you want me to show the video, G?
Yeah, so everybody can get an idea. Mike
You
is
really
the one
going-
that approached me with it. He was like, G, you gotta do this. Please, I'll pay for it. And I was like, no. But I was like, you know what? We switched it around. I was like, we can get 200 plus subscribers. I'll go ahead and do it live on air.
All right, I'm gonna show the people. If you want me to show them,
Show them what they're in for. If we get 200 subscribers.
Okay. I think it makes more sense to just, once we get there, just do it. But okay,
I like that too. I like that.
That's my preference. That's my preference. But
well, come on, let's vote real quick. Let's figure it out, because I think we should just show them when it's time.
right.
But I also like the idea, and I get what G is coming from, where we can show them what happened in the video, and then y'all get to see how I react when it happens to me. So I get what G is saying. You know what I mean? Can we?
Yeah, I'm with it. Show the video. Let the people see what they're possibly in for.
It's G's thing, so if that's what he say.
All right, I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna zoom in right now on it, and all right, I'll share this. He crazy, man. He crazy. All right, here we go. Can y'all see it?
It's spinning.
Yep. Oh, it wasn't spinning.
Nope.
You took it. It's us again now.
You see it?
Yep.
So this guy actually has wax on his head. He's getting a baldy that's wax though.
Taking care of that unibrow too.
Yeah, you see it right in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Bro, look at The Rock. The Rock say, if you don't get your hands off me, oh
For
my
real. That first initial tug, he turned around like he wanted to slap her.
G. I can't wait for you to do this.
This like 40-year-old version when they waxed his
For
chest.
real.
Oh!
Yo.
Look at that man trying not to cry. Look, I'll do it myself. Don't touch me. Oh, she pulled his scalp off. Oh,
Literally
yeah.
pulling that scalp back.
Oh.
Oh. And you know the crazy thing with wax is you can't just pull it slowly. Look at that. You got to pull it hard to pull the hair out. Look at that.
Woo. Couldn't be me.
So people, that's what I'm willing to subject myself to for 200 subscribers.
I thought it was just 100. I see you trying to hype.
No, you said 100. I said make it 2.
You
was like, all right.
You did say make it 2. I'll drive up there to watch that live.
No, we gonna get this done where we in person. Yeah,
I will drive up there to see that live.
I want multiple camera angles. Like we gonna pull out all the stops for this one, y'all. So please make sure y'all subscribe. We'll have green screens all over, and we're gonna have multiple camera angles so y'all can see it all. I'm talking like real. This is gonna be great. And now that I know you bumped it up to 2,
Mike gonna make it his mission.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Woo.
I'm about to go create about 197 accounts tonight. So we'll see how it goes. All right. All right, y'all. That's been it. We've had a great episode. We want to thank y'all for y'all patience. We're approaching 2-hour mark, much longer than what we wanted to go to for an emergency broadcast. Duck, make sure you get everything taken care of with the car. Our prayers will be up for your friend. And G, thank you for bringing the Men's Mental Health Awareness Month to our attention. And we will see y'all on the next episode. We're out of here. Peace.